It's 2020. I just lost my job. I just lost my girlfriend. And I'm 230 pounds. The day that I figured out that I needed to change something was I was on vacation with my family. This is a week after I just lost my job, but I already paid for the vacation, so it was okay. And it was one of the last days, and I went out and I bought cigars for all my brothers and the men of the trip, right? And I wanted to cut these before they got there, so I got all the cigars. I told them, "Hey guys, let's meet at the beach before we go to dinner." So I'm there, and I asked the guy for cutters. He's like, "I just sold my last one." And I go to the front desk and ask him for scissors. He's like, "Oh, you can't take them away, and you can't cut the cigars here." So I did what every other guy would try to do, and I just started trying to cut it with my credit card. And it didn't work, and I spent so much time doing it that my family actually got there. When they got there and they saw me trying to cut these cigars with a credit card, they started laughing at me. And on top of that, not only were they laughing at me, my own girlfriend was laughing at me. Well, I got up, I walked away, and I went back to my room. In the dark by myself, crying. 20 minutes later, my girlfriend shows up. "Hey, everyone's at dinner, what are you doing?" And I just started lashing out on you. "Why are you laughing at me? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? This is ridiculous. I can't believe this." At the same time that this happened, I'm in the back of my head 5 days later that I wanted to marry this girl. I don't know why I wanted to. I just felt like it was right. She leaves in tears, and I'm back by myself, crying by myself in the dark. Everyone's trying to call me. Finally, I answer to my oldest brother. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing, bro. Leave me alone." He's like, "If you don't open this door right now, I'm going to break it down." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, we walk and we go to the beach. Beautiful beach in the Dominican Republic, by the way. And I'll never forget this. He's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I told him everything. And then he sat me down again. He was like, "Okay, I'm going to say it again. What is wrong with you?" And then that's when I was like, okay, I'm overweight. My girlfriend doesn't respect me. My family and friends don't respect me. And I just lost my job. I have no money. And he's like, "All right, bro, so here's what we're going to do." Like right away, like as soon as I finished saying that, he's like, "All right, when you get back, me and you're going to start going to the gym. You used to go to the gym all the time. Now let's go back to the gym. You're going to find a job in 2 seconds. You're smart. You know how to do that. Right? You're going to either patch things up with your girl or you're going to leave it, because I don't want you to marry this girl." And that one hit me, When he said that right away, he's like, "You got to make these decisions quick, fast." And I didn't understand. I couldn't process it right away. But it's almost like he said something right away to me that I was like, wow, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. A week later, I'm back in the States. First day I get back, I go to the gym. A week after that, I break up with my girlfriend because we just weren't going to work out. A week after that, I get my job that I stayed in for the next 4 years. I made myself like a nice little nest egg. A lot of the things in this day and age, I can tell you that you fight through the same things that I do. And I feel like a lot of men my age are fighting through the same things that I did. So you're no different than me. And there's a lot of things in this society that is put there to destroy your mind. So let's talk about a couple of those things, right? The first thing, I think, is porn. Explicit content. I'm going to call for the rest of the video. Actually, you know what? We're going to call it porn. When you watch porn, you're basically castrating yourself. You're basically neutering yourself. So when you're watching these hyper edited, disgusting videos of women getting disrespected because they're on film doing stuff that you may think that is hot and sexy and stuff like that, keep in mind that you're basically a cuck. You're watching someone else smash the girl of your dreams. And for some of you, how I used to, you're doing this multiple times a day. I feel like that was one of the reasons why me and my girl fell out. And, you know, it is what it is. Nothing you can really do about it other than be a better man about it. Also is the whole semen retention thing, right? What happens to a dog that is happy and wants to hump everything, has a red rocket, just does what puppies do, and then you castrate them? What happens? They turn into this nice, soft-hearted thing that lies in the corner of your house and sometimes wants to get up and play, but not all the time, and sits there for the next 10 years and then just dies. How do you think that dog lived this life? Doesn't that dog sound a lot like the nice guy, the quiet guy that just sits there and just does nothing? And he's just nice and polite and quiet. I think that we can use that a lot for what we're doing right now. The reason why they do that is because the dog has too much energy. So why would you do that to yourself? You want as much energy. We need as much energy. We need everything, right? So that's a good part to segue into the next one. So emotions, right? A part of that story is I lashed out on my girlfriend. But for what? Why did I lash out? Did I have a good reason to lash out on my girlfriend? You were supposed to be the rock in the relationship, whether it be a friendship, family ship, or relationship, right? You are not supposed to, cry for every little thing as a guy. If I was with my friends and stuff like that, and, my tire popped, or, I got charged a little bit extra on something and I have to go back and figure it out. Or even today, for example, I was eating Chipotle and I asked them for guac and I looked away and they never put guac and they put the lid on it. Imagine if people were to see that and then I asked them, do you guys respect me? Would I expect an answer of yes? No, nobody would, right? Let's talk about this analogy that I've heard so many times, right? Put yourself in the shoes. You're a general, right? And you've just been informed by your corporal that is bloody, war-torn, and exhausted, that you have 2,000 armed forces storming the beach right now, and you only have about 1,000 people in your platoon, and then you just started breaking down crying in front of him. What would he do? You guys would fail. There's no more hope left. Someone has to take over because obviously you can't even deal with your emotions right now. Right? You can't even deal with your emotions. Now let's flip the script. He just told you that. You get up from your desk, you put on your helmet, and you're like, all right, we're probably going to die today. Let's just try to die fighting. Completely different aspect. I want you to be the general. I want you to think of yourself highly. I want you to step back and think about what your idol would do. And that's what I would do, right? Even till this day, I think about what would my idol do in this situation? What would my idol want me to do in this situation? You know how many times when I get out of the gym and I'm like, oh man, I really, really want to indulge in some in some Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell, right? And if I just sat back and I was like, what would my idol right now is Hamza, which is my self-improvement guru that I watch every single day for the past 4 years, by the way. If I told him that I just did a killer workout, I probably did about 1,200 calories, worth of workout, and I told him that I'm gonna go eat Taco Bell, he'd be like, "You're a freaking idiot. You just basically worked out for nothing." I think the problem is this decision making. So now this is gonna segue into the next to the next topic, the lack of decision making. If you live your life going with the flow, what you're gonna only do is be in the same situation that you were yesterday. So even though I was on that trip, I was still eating bad. Even though, I had a really cushy job, I didn't know if I was going to have the job at the end of the contract. I was just assuming. You're living life like a wave. Sometimes it has its ups, sometimes it has its downs. I want you to be like Jesus and spread this oceans away and have a straight line. Or I forgot. I got to really figure out. I think it was Jesus, right? So what I'm trying to say is that our mind is programmed to take the path of least resistance. What does that sound like? That sounds like water, right? So your mind is a lot like water. It takes the path of least resistance. What is the easiest thing that I can do to provide the most amount of pleasure for myself? But you always have these dreams. You always have these dreams of being rich. You always have these dreams of having the body you want. You always have these dreams of being with the girl you want. You always have these dreams about being with your family all the time. Do you think riding the wave is going to do that for you? No, it's not. Instead of you thinking about how, right away, oh, I want to go eat something, I want to go do something, think back and what would my idol do? And that's how you fix it. I've been doing this for a long time. About 5 years straight, and what I can tell you is that every time that I have that thought, I ask, and sometimes I make the decision against them, but I feel like crap right after. So do yourself this favor, try to do the best that you can. You're not alone in this. I'm with you with this. Have a good day.